Topping today's news, the FNM ratifies 4 candidates, which takes its number now to 28 ratified for the 2026 elections. 2 BTC unions protest over their industrial agreements and poor working conditions. Prime Minister Davis responds to complaints by workers at the Grand Lucayan over a lack of payment, and the historic water tower at Fort Fincastle nearing completion in its renovations. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Last night at the party's headquarters on Mackey Street, the Free National Movement added 4 more candidates to their slate for the 2026 general elections. They include Denari Roll, a technology professional who will be the FNM's standard bearer in Pinewood. Running in Central Grand Bahama will be Frazette Gibson, an educator with more than 25 years of service in the Bahamas Civil Service. Party leader Michael Pintard introduced each of the candidates to a raucous crowd of party supporters and members. Here is Roll for Pinewood and Gibson for Central Grand Bahama.
I don't take for granted what it is that you all have bestowed and put your trust into me tonight. I don't take it for granted at all. But one thing I will assure you tonight is that Denari Road will not let the Free National Movement down. So when the Pinewood Action Plan takes full effect and it operating with action, change, and empowerment, the next member of Parliament for Pinewood will be Denari Road.
To be selected as a candidate for Central Grand Bahama for the next general election, it is responsibility I embrace with a whole heart. Central, this journey is bigger than any one person. It is about our shared struggles, from our young people with big dreams to our elders whose wisdom guides us. Every voice matters. Every household matters. Every block, every settlement, every story matters. We belong together, Central Grand Bahama.
Next, Mr. Pintard introduced Heather Hunt, an attorney. She will run in Elizabeth, and the party chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sands, who will run in Bamboo Town.
I'm a little older and a little wiser, but still just as committed as I was from day one to serve you, the FNM, but widely the entire Bahamas. The same passion I get up with every day to make sure that I do what I have to do to take care of my 3 girls. That's the same type of passion that I'm going to get up with every single day to work for the people of Elizabeth.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Leader, I want to say it is indeed a privilege to stand with all the great men and women who are offering to serve this great country to deliver relief to the Bahamian people. I give you my assurance. This time, ain't gonna be no 35 before. We got 39 now.
This brings, once again, the number of ratified candidates for the Free National Movement to 28, and you can say 29 if you want to say that the party leader, Mr. Michael Pintard, will be running in Marco City. Fred Mitchell says the Progressive Liberal Party is continuing its internal process to confirm more candidates ahead of the next general election. Minister of Foreign Affairs and the party chairman addressed questions surrounding the party's ratification timeline, noting that further decisions are expected as the PLP moves closer to completing its slate of candidates.
I can't say when the final round is going to take place. I can only say that the process is ongoing. The National General Council meeting will take place on Thursday, and we expect them to ratify another slate of candidates for the next general election. But in the meantime, all members of Parliament are still busy in their jobs, doing their work. I think the Prime Minister expects early in January to have the whole process completed. And then, of course, we're off to the races.
The governing party has already confirmed several candidates in early rounds of ratification and is expected to finalize its full lineup in the coming weeks as the election preparations intensify. So far, the PLP has named 14 candidates. Bahamas Telecommunications Company employees walked off the job on Monday. In addition to claims of breaches of their industrial agreement and recent firings, the unions say they are not warranted. Those firings were not warranted. They are also complaining about unsafe and unhealthy working conditions at the Ponciana Drive and Papal Track buildings, as well as some of the BTC posts on several family islands. Kendrick Knowles, Bahamas Communications and Public Managers Union president, explained their frustration to members of the media on Monday.
When you see two unions from the same organization stand together, it's a clear indication it's a serious problem. We're saying enough is enough. We are demanding that the government intervene in this matter because the leadership at BTC is not delivering on their promise to the people of the Bahamas, and they're not delivering on the promise to the union that they've signed agreements with. All right, we are not going to allow them to disregard the terms of those agreements any longer. Those are the two main things we want done. All right, health and safety standard improvement in the workplace and adherence to the industrial agreement. And specifically, we want our 5 employees, who were fired without being accused, without given an opportunity to defend themselves. We want them back on the job. Yeah!
As for the health and safety concerns, Bahamas Telecommunications Public Officers Union President Sherry Benjamin shared the following examples.
President Knowles and I took a tour of Abaco. All of the exchanges that we toured were completely run down. Completely run down. If our technicians go, and they have to because that's where our equipment is, if they have to go to the restroom, they got to go either in the bush or go to one of the houses in the community and ask them to use the restroom. That is unfair for a company such as BTC.
Again, the unions are asking the government to intervene. No comments from the BTC management team or the Minister of Labor and Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, to date. We'll wait and see if there are any responses coming. The minister responsible for labor and the public service, Pia Glover-Roll, was among government officials at the soft opening for the Royal Caribbean Beach Club at Paradise Island on Saturday. As the government works to improve the skills gap and create more opportunities, she is excited the impact the project will have on unemployment figures here in the Bahamas.
For Bahamians is a wonderful injection into our labor market. We look forward to growth. We look forward to the careers blooming into greater. But of course, we're grateful to the Royal Beach Club for this development and for the opportunity to enhance our labor market for the country.
Prime Minister Philip Davis and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, the Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, well, he is expressing his pleasure with the economic impact that the project will have on the Bahamas in terms of Bahamians who own businesses that will provide goods and services. There are quite a few Bahamian businesses that are contracted with the RCI Beach Club. And finally, in the segment, after criticism by officials from the opposition party and workers at the Grand Lucayan expressing their frustration on social media, Prime Minister Philip Davis, the Minister for Finance, explained reasons for the payment delays for about 50 employees, mainly security officers, still working at the Grand Lucayan Hotel in Grand Bahama. He also explained the delayed timeline with the hotel being closed for renovations to begin.
It's unfortunate that they didn't get their funds in time, but as far as I'm concerned, the Lucayan project is within the timeline we have it set. You don't just revitalize the resort overnight. Right? It takes time for planning. It takes time to get all the permits and everything in place. That will happen. The staff will be paid, and the hotel ought to have been closed by now, but there's been challenges between the board and management, and that's what we're working on.
Again, workers are concerned that the holiday season is upon us and they are without much needed funds. Let's hope they get sorted out. You're watching JCN TV News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.